What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today's a bit different because I'm doing it on I'm gonna talk through my competition and how I feel like I did, whilst talking to this camera as well. So I'm gonna react to the clips, talk over the clips, and then also have more talk on this camera. But so the competition was in Cheltenham, and I remember not having any sleep. I couldn't sleep the day before, so I had shit quality sleep. I took a coach there at 12 o'clock at midnight, arrived at 3 a.m. My plan was to go to a McDonald's drive-through, and it was, a McDonald's, like a massive McDonald's, but it was only a drive-through. So then they said I can't sit down. It was windy, rainy. I was at a bus stop at 4 a.m, 5 a.m. Sat on the town centre's bench till 7 a.m. Went to a bus stop, and I realised the bus would have got me there late. So I had to go from Cheltenham to another area. And if I hopped onto that bus, I would have missed the weigh-ins, basically. So I walked without any food as well, because I was meant to go to McDonald's. But then I realised I wouldn't have time because it opens at 7 a.m. and I would have missed it. I walked from there to the venue. It took an hour and a half with my heavy fucking bag. And then couldn't eat. Jumped on the scale and I was 74 on the dot. Like, seriously, that was crazy to me. And it made me think, my scale at home's broken, number one. I think it's off by a kilo or something. And number two, if I ate McDonald's or anything, I would have made weight. So thank goodness I didn't. I had snacks in my bag. I had cookies and stuff. And so as the competition went on, I just scoffed myself. It's so hard when you're not with someone. Everyone had a coach and stuff, so it's fucking difficult. You have to do everything by yourself, and you don't have time to do shit. But what else? Oh yeah, and I was just I had 3 scoops of pre-workout. So not ideal before lifting, to not have any sleep, no food, except for breakfast. I had a bit, this was at 11 o'clock the night before. So yeah, just I had 4 scoops of pre-workout and stuff, and luckily it went well. So we'll see how it went. This is also the medal. So yeah, that's a barbell. I don't know if this camera's gonna flip. Super Training September Novice 2023. Not really a fan of medals, to be honest. I am, but not participation medals or anything like that. I'd rather a trophy. That would be cool. But yeah, that was that. And this is actually my gym in Cheltenham, and I just thought it was cool. It was massive, huge gym. This is on my way walking there. Walked through the whole countryside of Cheltenham, basically, to get there. Really nice place, though, in terms of its landscape. Not a fan of its town, no offense, but that's a massive hill in the distance, which I thought was amazing. But yeah. Okay, so here's my first attempt. Kept it safe at 145. I felt like if I was originally going to go for 150, felt that I might overshoot that. And I didn't want my first attempt to be difficult. So I came with the decision to go for 145. In hindsight, could have gone a bit above, but I felt like that was the right decision. Just to make sure I get a clean squat. But yeah, I paused it to make sure I got depth, and I got the red light for that. But yeah. Okay, this was my second attempt here. Yeah, it says forecasted first, but honestly, I feel like I was the only 74. There was another 74, but he was a sub-junior, so that doesn't really count. That's not in my... That's not something I would be... somebody who I would be competing against. But yeah, 155. Made the decision to jump by 10. Could have gone 160. Really nice. I felt like I went really low as well, which I never go that low in the gym, so that was good. Perfect. So yeah, lift. Happy with that. And it gave me good confidence going into my third squat. 165. I said I would have been so angry if I missed the third attempt and went for 170. So I made the decision to go for 165. Because then I would have had a 155 squat and it just would have felt... I wouldn't have been happy with that, to be honest. But 165 I would have been happy with. So I decided to go for it. Go for this. I actually said, fuck, this is heavy or something. I forgot what I said. Really gave that some grit. Got it up. I tried to keep my torso as vertical as possible. I didn't really need to do that, to be honest. I could have just... So yeah, what I was going to say in the end there is I kept my body upright rather than bent forward. And if I bent it forward, I would have used my back muscles more and it would have helped with the lift rather than me trying to keep as upright as possible. To me, it looks better to stay upright. It's almost like a weightlifter squat, but when you're a powerlifter, it's unofficial. There's no point doing it because the whole idea is to get more weight on the board, and you want to maximize the amount of muscles you're using for the lift, basically. So yeah, in hindsight, I could have got 170. Much rather have gone for 165 and got that on the board than have got 155 and then gone for 170 and missed it. Because 155 is just... I just wouldn't have been happy with that. Not over the moon with 165, but I know, looking at that, I knew I had more in me, a bit more in me, so yeah, I'd much rather that. So happy with squats, 165. Okay, now it's bench. Wow, bench is crazy. It's crazy how it played out to me. And I'll explain that later on, why I feel like it played out the way it did. But yeah, this is 125. I said I'd open with 125, and I did just that. Confident in my bench. I train a lot. It's my most trained lift because it's the least taxing out of the three. And I feel like it's my best lift. So nice and easy. Flew up. 3 lights. Yeah. But one thing that was crazy was I didn't know how... I wasn't used to taking it off the back. I usually push... My bench has an option where you could push the bar forward and take it from your sort of rib, your like lower chest level. This is taking it from like behind my forehead level. And I know I got the lift off and I thought that would have helped with it, but it really didn't. It still felt really, really unusual, and it threw me off to take it from back. But yeah, this was 130. Yeah. Tiny bit of a sticking point, but that went quick. And when I did that, I knew I had 135. I wasn't even, this is the most confident I felt in the whole competition about my lifts. But yet you're going to see what actually happened. Also, I didn't like the feeling of that bar. Is that bar 25 kilos or is it 20 kilos? I didn't even check. I'm not quite sure. But it just felt really heavy. And I was like expecting it to feel lighter, to be honest. But yeah, had nothing in me to get that up. Pretty upset with that, to be honest. So yeah, obviously not happy with that. I've benched 135 many times in my videos, and I haven't squatted 165. I haven't squatted 165 once in my video. I've done it before, but I was like 10 kilos heavier. So it begs the question, like, what happened? How could I be so conditioned for something in terms of the number that I was gonna attempt to get, and it to just go so badly, to be honest? Because I wanted like 140. Between 135 and 140 I would have been happy with. And it's either the sleep and the food, but then why didn't it affect my other lifts? Or it's me not being used to taking the bar from behind me and pausing it. But I felt like regardless, I would have had the strength to get that. So yeah, 130 is, yeah, I could throw 130 these days. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened to me that day, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen in the future and stuff. But yeah, 130. It's not the end of the world, but not the weight I wanted to get on the day. Also, that woman ran at me at the end because she said I can't use liquid chalk. But last time I went to competition, I used it and it's the same. It's IPF, so anyway. A rule is a rule, but it's like, what? How comes I was allowed to use it last time? But yeah, this is my opener, 190. I was like, shit, why did I choose 190? I wasn't confident at all going into this. Didn't know what to expect. But yeah, slow off the floor. It was one of those days. Sometimes I'm slow at like halfway to up, to halfway to lockout. On this occasion, it was hard to get it off the floor. But yeah, it wasn't tough, but it's like I knew it was going to be slow off the floor. So I just had to really use my whole body and work harder on the floor than I had to locking out, basically. And here's 200. And this was the first time I was using dry chalk as well. It didn't throw me off, to be honest. I didn't really see much of a difference. But yeah, boom. Arguably, I'd say that 200 moved better than the 190. No problem whatsoever. And then my final attempt, 212 and a half. The last lift of the first flights. If I weighed heavier, oh man, I would have got to the venue later. I would have been able to eat and everything. But yeah, and that's me. I always forget that I'm not supposed to go until they say bar is loaded. But yeah, Jesus, that looks like a shit ton of weight to me when I review this now. But here we go. I'm sure there was a lot of people in the crowd. I'm sure they loved watching the deadlifts rather than the other lifts, especially bench. They're probably bored watching the benching. Boom. I remember the crowd was like up, up, up. I knew I could have got more. I could have got like 215 to 220. So yeah, deadlifts was a strange one. I remember talking to some guy and telling him how I was afraid I wasn't even going to get my opener. And then I ended up getting my third attempt. Yeah, that was really strange. And it almost felt as if I was like one of those guys that, one of those people that would do for once it was me that would do that. Who, when you would, before an exam, you'd say, I think I'm going to fail. Like that one guy that says he thinks he's going to fail and he gets an A star. That was me, but I wasn't lying. That's the thing. I generally felt as if like I'm not going to get my opener. I was fucking shitting my pants, to be honest. But yeah. And even in the end, I felt like I had more. The crowd was going up, up, up. And I was like, oh, this shit's fucking easy. Like, I wish I put more on the bar. You know, it looked like I struggled, but I struggled in a way where I felt comfortable struggling, if that makes any sense. Like I could have put more force. But yeah. But getting it off the floor was a bit of a struggle. So maybe I would have struggled to get it off the floor, but like locking it out, I had more in me. But 212.5, personal best in competition and the gym. My PB at the gym was 200. I failed 205 multiple times, 210. So to get 212.5, really happy with that. And at an all-time lowest body weight as well. Even when I was like 83 kilos, I couldn't even get 210. So that's cool. Really happy with that. So yeah, a 507.5 kilo total. I want 550, so I'm gonna go to another competition maybe next year and try and get that. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.